on your own, you can also travel quite a bit. And in the past, Roanoke College students who had spent the semester in Leipzig took very interesting trips. So a bus ride to Prague, for instance, costs about $5, and it's 1.5 hours to get there. So that's a neat travel opportunity. People took fall break to travel to Paris and London. Some people went to Amsterdam for fall break. All this can be managed relatively easily because flights tend to be cheap within Europe, and also trains and buses are very comfortable, reliable, and widely available. So when you think about going to Leipzig, also think about places that you'd like to visit. And the budget for this travel that would happen outside of the course does not have to be very large. You can actually manage travel quite cheaply within Europe. The answer is yes. So on the website we have information about approximately 20 majors, minors, and concentrations where the Leipzig courses count. The Leipzig courses can be used as substitutes for INQ requirements, so for an INQ 260 and an INQ 271. And the Leipzig courses also meet the global requirement in the INQ program. And then if you look on the website, you'll see that depending on your major, you may meet quite a few requirements if you go to Leipzig. And that's true for, of course, international relations majors and political science majors, but also literature majors, art history majors, public history concentrators, and actually many, many more. So I really encourage you to take a look at what's on the website. And Ms. Boggs Parker in the International Education Office can also meet with you and look at your progress toward your major and toward graduation and advise you on how the Leipzig courses count. So we have resources for that, and you shouldn't let concerns about graduating on time to stop you from exploring the Leipzig opportunity. So the cost of Leipzig is $3,000, a $3,000 fee on top of what you would be paying for a semester at Roanoke College in terms of tuition and room fees. There are several scholarships available, and some of them are department specific. So for instance, the Public Affairs Department offers some scholarships for students to study abroad, but there are also scholarships that apply to anybody that are available through the International Education Office. So before you decide that you cannot afford going to Leipzig, talk to me, talk to your advisor, talk to the people in the International Education Office, because they can give you a good sense of what assistance is available. Most of your scholarships that apply when you're on campus will also transfer to Leipzig, so that's important to keep in mind. And maybe something else to consider is that with the Leipzig program, you would be paying your semester costs for Roanoke College plus $3,000, and you get to spend a whole semester abroad. And during the semester abroad, you have opportunities to travel to at least 4 countries. So you can compare that to perhaps a May term. You would be spending all your Roanoke College semester fees to spend the semester on campus, and then the cost of the May term would be somewhere over $4,000 for 3 weeks in a foreign country, which is, the May terms are super valuable too, and you get to learn a lot in a May term, but you also get to learn a lot if you travel and live in a foreign country for a whole semester. So these are just some things to keep in mind, and definitely ask us if you have any questions about the cost. This $3,000 trip fee covers several things, including the flights to and from Germany, the transportation to Scotland and to Strasbourg, You get local transportation covered as well, so public transportation while in Leipzig. It covers the housing and hotels while we travel as a group, and it also covers a few meals. So when you think about your budget for Leipzig, the only additional costs that you have to think of are meals, so your day-to-day meals, which could be as little as 200 euros, so maybe $250 a month. And the other bigger budget item, depending on what you like to do, is your independent travel. So where you'd be traveling over the weekends and during fall break. And regarding meals, I'd also like to mention that in the past, when Roanoke College students traveled to Leipzig together, they ended up cooking and eating together quite a bit, which ends up being a nice social opportunity, but it's also a nice cost-saving opportunity. So I think former students would be happy to share with you how they organized and how they stayed on budget. If this program sounds good to you, I'm excited to hear from you, and I am super, super, super excited to travel to Leipzig with you in 2021.